One of the things about hybrid working that people consider is that collaboration starts with a meeting. I find most meetings are horrendous, right? They are. They're poorly, even if you've got a lot of structure, people aren't saying what they need to. 3 or 4 people in a team of 12 are probably saying what needs to be said, or not even saying that much, but they're speaking the most in the room. And everybody else is just sitting there thinking, what am I going to do for dinner tonight? And what time is this over so I can get onto Netflix, right? I mean, that's really what's happening in people's heads. If we could see that, then we'd know, right? So that's one area. GM bought a corporation called Cruise. You may have heard of their service. And they have a rule. They do not do any kind of collaboration until they've actually, any kind of meeting until they've collaborated outside of the meeting, defined the problem, identified who should be part of the solution, and so on. So hybrid doesn't need to start with a meeting. Even if we're all in the same place, it doesn't need to. Second piece, Unilever. Right? Unilever, and this is relating to the broad inclusive collaboration slows down the pace of innovation. It doesn't. Actually, it's entirely possible to get more people to join in and to get a better answer, even in a remote world or hybrid world. And Unilever used to have 5 or 10 people do its financial planning processes. And then they said during the pandemic, we can't do that now, so what do we do? And we said, why don't you open it up to the top 300 people in your business? 300? How do we manage all those responses? Shared documents, and someone collates it, work in small teams, get the best idea from each. Stronger, better answers, better financial plans came out of that than they've ever had before. And so on and so forth with these other ideas. And by the way, I think, the bottom right, I think personal well-being is much better in a hybrid world than it ever was before. Because we get to choose. We get a lot more permission to do that. I love being at home. When I'm not on the road flying around the world, I get to be at home with my 2 big dogs. I love that. Miss them. Now, here's another challenge that we've got to figure out. Asynchronous meetings. What's this, Rob? Well, look, most meetings don't need to take place as a meeting at all. In fact, you could do it at your own convenience. If you set up a good question, if you say, here's what we're going to work on, send it round with maybe a short video of what needs to be done and a shared document, it's entirely possible for you to get the team to coalesce around a topic, and the introverts amongst you will feel heard. And the people who like to work really early in the morning with their cup of coffee will feel heard. And the verbose people who want to cannibalize the meeting, they can write as much as they want, right? And you can still get those answers. The collaboration stack is something that you can all enjoy. That means that you don't need to have a formal meeting. You can have a meeting, or silent meeting as we call it, in a very different way to accelerate your progress.